Hello, my name is Greg Curtis, and I'm the Executive Director of Holdfast Collective, Patagonia's new nonprofit shareholder. I was formerly the Deputy General Counsel of Patagonia. The name of the project I am sharing with you today is Project Chacabuco. This is the code name we used for Patagonia's ownership transfer that was announced last September. Patagonia is a 50-year-old purpose-driven business experiment. Since its inception, Patagonia has made decisions based on environmental and community impact, sustainability, and doing the right thing rather than the profitable thing. Financial success alone has never and will never be our goal. Just to briefly mention some of the highlights from our 50-year journey, early on we imposed what we called an earth tax, which evolved to become the 1% for the Planet nonprofit organization, to which now nearly 5,000 businesses worldwide have joined. In 2012, when California enacted its benefit corporation statute, Patagonia converted to a benefit corporation, which was California's first. And during this process, we adopted a new mission statement: build the best product, cause no unnecessary harm, and use business to inspire solutions to the environmental crisis. Shortly thereafter, we became a certified B Corp, joining the movement there to promote multi-stakeholder capitalism. And in 2018, in response to the escalating environmental crisis, we changed our primary mission statement to be, "We're in business to save our home planet," and doubled down on our commitment to our environmental mission. And so it was during the winter of 2020-2021, in the context of increasing urgency around climate change and the environmental crisis, Yvon Chouinard, Patagonia's founder, shared that he wanted to do more, and he wanted Patagonia to do more to fight the environmental crisis. He asked a small team of us, comprised of our board chair, CEO, general counsel, and myself, to evaluate the options for Patagonia's board to evaluate. Succession and what happens next had always been an unanswered question here at Patagonia. Yvon's lifelong friend, Doug Tompkins, who founded the North Face and Esprit, and had sold those companies using the resources from those sales to fund his conservation work with Chris Tompkins, Patagonia's former CEO and current board member. Doug had encouraged Yvon over the years to do the same with Patagonia. Instead, Yvon chose to use Patagonia to inspire others to do business differently, and over time other options had been evaluated but yielded no answers. This time, there was commitment from the Patagonia board and the Chouinard family to find the answer. And so we began a process. All options were on the table. That was very clear from the start. Rather than focusing on outcomes, however, we started with a focus on discovering the goals motivating the decision to make this change. And through that process, which was extensive, 3 key goals emerged. First, to release value to fight the environmental crisis now. Second, to protect the business forever. And 3, to make a decision now. The intent was to design a new ownership structure for Patagonia that was durable and met all 3 of these goals. We created a solution we called Going Purpose. Structurally, the solution we designed is comprised of 2 fundamental steps. First, a gift of 100% of the outstanding voting stock is made to a perpetual purpose trust. The Perpetual Purpose Trust is a unique trust that, instead of a defined class of beneficiaries, individual beneficiaries, has a defined purpose as the beneficiary. In our case, the purpose of the Patagonia Purpose Trust is to ensure that Patagonia, the business, remains faithful to its purpose: we are in business to save our home planet. To guide the decision makers for the trust going forward into the future, we crafted a philosophy statement to inform them. Second, a gift of 100% of the outstanding non-voting stock to a 501c4 social welfare organization was made, dedicated to fighting the environmental crisis. In our case, the gift was made to the Holdfast Collective. As a result of this structure, control of Patagonia rests in an entity that has no incentive to make decisions that deviate from its purpose, and economic rights flow to a separate entity that has no power to exercise control over Patagonia. Future dividends are allocated 2% to the Patagonia Purpose Trust so that it has funding to ensure that the business remains true to its purpose and can hold it accountable. Above and beyond a war chest amount, the trust can donate excess funds to nonprofits. 98% of dividends are allocated to the Holdfast Collective to fight the environmental crisis. Dividends to the Holdfast Collective are tax-free, which is a significant amplification of financial resources for the organization's nonprofit work. And importantly, everything remains the same at Patagonia at the business. There is no change. There should be a visual up of our model on the screen for you to see. And as you can see, the Patagonia Purpose Trust locks in Patagonia's purpose forever. All of the functions that make Patagonia, in the middle of the diagram there that's shown, all of the functions that make Patagonia what it is will continue. For example, our 1% for the Planet Giving, our Patagonia Action Works program, our B Corp certification and status, certainly our benefit corporation status, investments in our people, our supply chain, and factories. And ultimately, after ensuring that sufficient resources remain in the business, value is released to the Holdfast Collective to fight the environmental crisis. Going purpose is the most durable solution under currently available legal structures in the U.S. to protect the purpose of a for-profit business and to efficiently release value for impact work, which in the case of Patagonia is for grant making, lobbying, and advocacy to fight the environmental crisis. This model can be followed by any other business who can either adopt it completely or partially. There's a full spectrum of going purpose. Lawyers were a key role or key stakeholder in advancing the solution. We were involved from the very beginning and we designed the solution. We evaluated the goals we discovered against all other options on the table, which was an extensive process that took, ultimately the whole process took nearly 2 years. 2 years. We ran the process, we designed the solution, and we executed the ownership change. There were many areas of legal expertise involved. From a subject matter perspective, trusts and estates was critical, capital markets expertise, mergers and acquisitions, corporate governance, tax, and last but not least at all, certainly tax-exempt law, charitable, philanthropic work was key throughout the whole structuring process. From a jurisdictional perspective, California, Wyoming, Delaware, and federal law were all prominent and needed to be evaluated against the process that we ran and the ultimate structure that we landed on. Thank you for the opportunity to share this project with you, and thank you for your consideration.